Good evening, this is your psychic gal J reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It's Tuesday night, heading towards the witching hour in the United Kingdom. It's 11:09 p.m. UK time. I believe I'm live now on YouTube. Hello guys, how yous all doing? Hello there Mystery. Hi there Lady Mirth and Wendy. It's warm, isn't it? Hi Wookie Bear, Stooge. Have I gone live on YouTube? Hiya James. Hiya Louise in Shropshire. Good evening Lance, how are you doing? Just been thinking about you. Just glimpsed into my head there before I come online, wondering how you're doing. How yous all doing tonight, or today, or this morning, or wherever yous all are? Hiya there, Condi 70 in Brisbane. Hi, good evening in California, Philadelphia, USA. Good evening there, Paul. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever yous all are around the world. We are going to delve deep tonight. We're going to look into the looking glass. Oh, that's nice, Lance. Hello there, Dawn and Tammy and Joe and Tori and Cheryl. Good evening, YouTube. How are you all doing, me little tubas? Hello in Hawaii. What's the energy like over there? I've just been thinking about that island. Got some dear clients over there. Hello there, Debbie. Is it hot over in Texas? Just get comfortable. I know we've eventually, Rachel, got sunshine in the north. Is it 2 or 3 days on the trot now? 3 days on the trot. We had Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. Do you think this is our short little summer we're getting? We're getting summer nearly coming into the fall, into the autumn. Must be an Indian summer for the north of the UK, mustn't it? Did you like the monthly horoscopes? I was going to put them out last night. I had a bit of bother. I'll tell you about it. I'll make you laugh. I was in the middle of doing it, which it only takes us now. I've got the editing off to a fine art. I can swing that out within 20 minutes, if that. And I had a client, and I was downloading the movie onto YouTube, and I thought, right, I'll get it out for you last night. And Adam had been out, and he was pretty quiet. And just before I went on to the client, I went upstairs. Oh my God, guys. There was sick, seriously, vomit all over the bedroom. I don't know what he had done. I think he'd been drinking. Or he got high and had a whitey or something. I really don't know. But I was not impressed. It was horrible. And I had to, there's no way I could have left him like that and left him in a load of sick. It was all over my carpet. I just had the carpets cleaned. It was disgusting. So I had to get the rubber gloves on and clean it all up and give him a bucket. And oh my bloody good Lord. And luckily for me, the client, I told her, I don't hold anything back. You know me. I was not amused. And it wasn't a nice sick either, if you can understand what I mean. Sorry, guys, to divulge this. Not the nicest thing to pick up off the carpet. And she said, oh, it's okay. She says, I'm glad you did, because I was running half an hour late because I had to sort it all out. Well, he said he had food poisoning. Had he shite? He hadn't had food poisoning. I think he drank some wine or done something. Possibly, I couldn't smell drink on him. So I think that he'd had too much, funny cigarettes and had a whitey, if that's possible. I'm the same Hazel time. I mean, I used to be a nurse. I worked in A&E. Blood, guts, arms are hanging off, you name it. Once had a guy come in with an poor guy, he had an axe through his head. Anything like that doesn't bother us. It's because you go into that sort of, when you're a nurse, you go into that sort of, you get your uniform on, you go into that sort of role of it. It's different when it's your own, but I don't like sick. I really, really do not like that stuff. It's disgusting. So he's adamant that he had eaten something dodgy. But I mean, I had said to him, did you have to do it on the carpet? So I had my little white nurse's hat on, my rubber gloves, and I was not impressed. Thank goodness for the lady who was waiting. I think I made her wait. I think she was waiting for about 40 minutes, to be fair. But she was lovely, and she said, I'm glad you cleaned your carpet and that before you came to us, because it would have been on my mind. I couldn't have left him like that. It was disgusting. But the carpets have been cleaned today again, and they're fine. And then I've had a cleaner out. I'll laugh your head off, because I don't have time. I mean, I do clean my house, guys. I really, really do. But I don't have the time, because my business is very, very busy, extremely busy and heavy. So I'll surface clean my house. I clean my toilets and my benches, the floors, that type of thing. But when it comes to a damn good clean, I don't have the time. So I rang this, my mother got this leaflet. She says, I'll ring them up. So I rang this company up, and she sounded like sort of Eastern European on the phone. And she said she was going to send one of her team out. And the woman come out, lovely woman, but very quick and very stern. I don't know if it's the kind of where they come from, like that sort of nationality. But my good God, what a difference she's done to the house. And she was tutting when she went into Adam's room, if you can imagine. So I think I found myself a nice cleaner. She was definitely Eastern European. She wasn't German. I'm not sure if she was Russian. To be fair, I didn't like to ask. She was proper. She had like the sleeves rolled up, the headscarf on. And I says, I must apologise, I said, for my son's room. She says, oh, don't worry. She says, I'm used to naughty boys, she said. I thought, oh, dear me. But she came through and she was here for 3.5 hours, to be fair. So I've had a deep clean, and it wasn't expensive, guys. It wasn't expensive. So I feel a lot better tonight than I was last night. So that's why you didn't get your horoscope last night, because I don't like to double post. I know some people do, big YouTubers. But when it comes to like something long, I like to give it a chance to get views and stuff like that. He's feeling absolutely fine. Like I say, you can't pull the wool over my eyes. I know it wasn't anything he ate. Do you know what I mean? Because I had the same thing. And I was fine. She could have been Polish, yes. She could have, or Ukrainian, but no messing with this woman, mind. Hard working. I felt quite sorry for her, to be fair. I kept going up and asking her if she wanted a cup of tea or anything, but what's a whitey? This is a Geordie expression. It's when you go sick, when you're too stoned. Like, oh, you feel like really sickly and faint, like you're going to throw up. So you go white in the face, like a whitey. I just call it a whitey. Oh, yes, she was, and she said she'd be back next week. And she gave Adam a hard stare. So maybe that's what I've needed. Just somebody to come in to give us a bit of a help. Just thought I'd make you laugh about that. But I wasn't laughing last night, believe you me, when I was picking lumps up off the carpet. It was disgusting. I think he's had some wine and then he's had a naughty cigarette. Well, the two do not go. Do you know what I mean? You call it a whitey in Scotland as well. I think it's a northern thing, isn't it? Well, yeah, I wasn't very happy. It was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. So, he's been in the doghouse all day, but he's fine today. I can't believe you call it a whitey in Scotland as well. Yeah, green. Should say a greenie, really, shouldn't we? You're having a greenie. Don't know why they say having a whitey. So, good evening, guys. Good evening. Never heard of a whitey down south? Oh, well, there you go then. You can always start a trend off if you want. Not that I would recommend that you have one of them. I think he was a bit horrified by her, you know. She was proper, like, no messing woman. So I feel really relaxed. All my house is ready. My kittens are coming tomorrow. They're coming for 6 o'clock at night. So I'm really excited. Kitten day tomorrow. I probably will be on live for a little short time just to show you the kittens on Twitch. But you'll see them all next time I come live on here anyway. Kitty kits, yes. Got their little balls out ready and everything and all prepared. The four-legged variety of children is far nicer than the two-legged, I think, anyway. Well, actually, babies are cute and toddlers are cute, but I think when they get to teenagers and onwards, ugh. I think if the human race had children from teenagers, the human race would go extinct. I really do believe that. Do you agree, guys? You're going to get a kitten. Yes, I'm going to keep the toilet seat cover down. I've told Adam that. That is a must, yes. I'll have a hawk eye on them when they're babies. Don't you worry. And you've got to watch them with tumble dryers and washing machines and all that type of thing. Yeah, I totally agree, Stooge. They're a lot easier, a lot cheaper. Oh, Rick, his cat's just got out of the hospital. I hope they're all right. Mystery. Louise, I watched Mrs. Brown's Boys yesterday and I laughed my head off after the first few seconds. It really is a funny show. Have you not seen it before? Where do you come from? Hilarious. Normally they put like a Christmas special on. She's really funny. And she's like a typical, you know, like an Irish woman would be, an Irish mother, Mammy. Yeah, the names are going to be Nala and Zella. Zella's going to be the little black one and Nala's going to be the tiger one. Both it's African origin. Nala, obviously it's like of the Lion King, which is means Queen of the Tribe. Is it Queen of the Pride? Sorry, Queen of the Pride. And Zella means princess of the tribe, like the Black Panther kingdom. And it means far to go. That's what it means. It's really funny. I would recommend Mrs. Brown's Boys. I just recommend comedy at this time on this planet. I really do. Because, I mean, the news has gone bonkers. It's gone bonkers. And it's so awful. And I just think the veil is very, very thin. Where's my crystal ball? It's so thin now. And I just think we're all getting triggered in that. And I think it's very important that we look after ourselves. I'm going to talk about this tonight. Preparing for the winter. Preparing for... I'm not saying that there's going to definitely be a cyber attack, but we're far best to think ahead. I think it's really important that we're far best think ahead. So that if anything goes wrong, we've got something in. Yeah, if you want to laugh, if you want a damn good laugh to cheer you up, Mrs. Brown's Boys, definitely. It's called a Whitey and Island too. So it's a northern thing. It's not southern England. Because I've talked about this before. The cut-off point's Newcastle upon Tyne. And then the north. And then as you're coming out of the north, it goes into England. So we're like the original Vikings, the Anglo-Saxons all at the north. That's where we migrated. And a lot of our, the Geordie language is the original, it's the closest you'll get to the original Anglo-Saxon language from the olden days. You know, like 1066 and all of that. But we seem to have similar lingo, don't we? And a big thank you to all the mods for helping us out. The show wouldn't be the show without yous. So for new people coming in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ring my bell. I've got my little ding-a-ling, little Chinese ball, and it's for clearing energy. And I'm going to call upon the 4 archangels, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, to come in to give us healing tonight and to cast the circle of light. So if anybody needs any healing for anybody, persons, or an animal, anything, just write the name in the comment section and you will receive healing. I've been doing a Reiki prayer before I come on. Thank God, guys, that I wasn't doing this live last night, because he would have had me running around like a headless chicken with my rubber gloves on. Oh, yes, I used to love that. You can ring my bell, ring my bell. I love all the old music. I really do. Okay, let me get a coffee. I get a very extraterrestrial energy tonight, guys. There's been a few people, and thank you for sending, sorry I haven't got back to you, but you've been sending us amazing pictures of UFOs. In the UK, in the Isles, all over the world, we've been getting a lot of sightings. This is decaf, by the way, guys. I had my lovely friend here yesterday called Franco. I call him Frank. And he's the guy that I'm going to be doing the ghost hunting with. Call it ghost hunting, but I want it to be very sort of adrenaline junkie nights, power. And I'm going to take you into haunted castles and places like that. So we're going to be doing some filming soon. We may start off doing a live together. I need to get my camera fixed, but we'll sort it out. So we're all up for that. So watch for Frank coming on soon. He's a right scream. And I've got a few other lads to come in on us. Hopefully Simon will be there as well. And we're going to be called the Northern Angels. And we're going to be going around haunted locations around the northeast of England, may beyond. We might even at some point venture out down to Rendlesham. I'll never say it properly. Rendlesham Forest. And it's a forest where people go missing. And it's got an old American Air Force base in, and it's a lot of UFO sightings have been down there. They made a film about it. Oh, Lancy, you would be quite welcome to come if you were here. It would be great. So it's going to be like a little bit like a mini Most Haunted. I've done it before. I've done it local. And I used to do the shows, guys. I'll quickly tell you this. I used to do the shows and I was ready to go into the halls. And I suffered greatly with anxiety going onto a stage for mediumship, okay? And I've been speaking to one of my lovely clients tonight, and she lives out in the country, and she's got like a cafe come sort of a community centre place. And she's asked me if I'll do a live medium show night. So we may go and do that as well, and I might film it live for you. So that's something I may consider. I think what's brought my confidence back is being out doing the lives on social media. It's not so daunting when you're talking to a screen, and I know you're all watching us. I mean, I've got 419 in now, which is on the 2 platforms, but if I was standing in front of you, I'd probably be like, like this. It's like different, you know. But it helps. And so I've got a lot of new material to come out there. Just to lift your spirit, guys, you know, to get you through this, especially with everything what's happening. And Frank's talking about we'll go to Chillingham Castle, which is the most haunted castle in Britain. So that might be definitely on the list. We're going to take it into Bowlam Lakes, where the Yeti is. We're going to do some Sasquatch hunting. But I believe that there's some UFO stuff going on there. We may go up to Kielder Forest, which is a hot spot for UFOs. Load of castles we're going to take you to and different stuff like that. Load of derelict places which have been left, which are very, very haunted. I know I'm fascinated with Bigfoot. I actually do believe that there's quite a lot of Bigfoots here, but I'm wondering now, are they multidimensional? People have talked about this, where they're coming through the portholes and that. we did a Bigfoot sort of hunt, and we went in and we got chased by something which was rather large, and it was on 2 feet, and I've never been so scared in my entire life. Frank shit his pants. It was, that's how bad it was. And we had a big crew with her as well. So there's definitely something in the woods. Definitely. And that would be somewhere else, but we would have to travel up there and stay up there, which is Loch Ness. You can actually rent little pods up there on the bank. They're like little sort of egg pods. And you can go camping on the bank where Nessie is. I'm fascinated with that because my dad used to live in Loch Ness. He didn't always live in Edinburgh where he wrote the book. And the boys used to go up there all the time for the holidays when they were little. But I'm fascinated with Nessie. I like stuff like that. Can anybody remember that film with Ted Danson in the Loch Ness film? I love that film with a girl with the red hair. I think it was in the 90s. Was it called Loch Ness? So Dolores Cannon, yeah, she claimed Bigfoot is an interdimensional being. So there's a lot of strangeries going on here. We'll talk about it tonight, shall we? So let's start. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra. May this circle of light begin. Everybody in this group tonight is fully protected, and all your children, your animals, your loved ones, you are all safe, and you will receive the healing tonight. If you need healing, write the name in the comment section in the stream if you want, or afterwards. It's timeless. And this is also for anxiety, for people who are worried. Anything. And you will receive the healing and protection. So be it. Amen. Whew, it's gone hot in here. Whew, the temperature is rising. The heat is on. On the streets. I'll send you healing for your little doggy there, Tokyo there, Maria. I hope Tokyo's okay. There's been a lot of sightings. And I'm wondering if there's a lot of this, what's going on, all this shenanigans, what's going on in the news and that. I mean, I know the world's changing, which is going to affect everything 3D. But it makes you wonder, like a lot of it, is it like a distraction to something bigger going on, which I do believe. Dark outside tonight, lights just gone bright. Yeah, you need it for emotions. And I just think there's a lot of worry to do with mental health at the minute. That's on the rise as well. People are really suffering at the moment. There's a massive shift happening. There's been a lot of people who've been reaching out to us who've been getting scary dreams as well, where they've been getting frightened with demonic attacks in their dreams. The veil is thin, guys. That's all I can say. And once you start to push this, you've got to... what keeps you protected is faith. I could not have done this job if I hadn't had my faith. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to be a Christian either. It just means you've got to have faith. And I think it's part of being human. But a lot of people are losing their faith at the moment. There's a lot of pain on this planet at the moment. And we're in times now, and I've said this for the last year or so, where we have to, what's the word? It's the fight of the fittest. We have to become aware of everything, keeping our feet firmly on the ground, keeping grounded. You can still be spiritual, but the more you push and going in and exploring the outer realms, you've got to have that balance of being around nature and keeping, you can't stay up there all the time. So part of Ascension is also keeping the faith. We've pushed this in the truth community, in the light community, healing community, whatever you want to call it, for entering into the fifth dimension. But you have to keep your faith, because there's no point otherwise. Because if we hand all our power over what we've done on this planet, if we hand it over to the galactic beings either, and they don't want that, well, the good guys don't want that. They don't want to come over as gods. So how you get contact, how you become ascended and balanced is everything, the universe, everything is within you. Not out there, within you. We've just been programmed to think that it's out there. And yes, that can come flying through the sky. But contact can also come within. There's so many rumours going around at the minute. Good evening there, Michelle Wilkie. And there's so many people saying sightings now, and it's becoming the norm. There's a lot of UFOs about, and I've been saying this for a while, our militaries are connected with it. There's a lot of people suffering with headaches, body aches, nausea, many different things. I had a lovely gentleman at the house this afternoon, and he's going to start his own YouTube channel, and it's for well women, for when we get to a certain age, and it's he reminds us of Dr. Bashar. Remember Dr. Bashar? But he's actually an ex-pharmacist. Well, he is still a pharmacist, but he wants to go into natural medicine and how he's got a program, and I might get him on the show some point. So part of Ascension is us living our true life, putting our ideas out, because we are spiritual beings. And we haven't got to hand it over, because what we've done is we've handed over our power to these governments. And really the government should be working for us, not the other way round. Oh yes, Michelle. Michelle on YouTube, I had a lot of dreams of underground, especially London Bridge. There's a lot going on underground. So the technology, and I've said this before, the technology is all a lot more far advanced than we know. I do have a clip to put out for you guys, which I've took from last Sunday, not last Sunday, the Sunday before. I've never had a chance to do it because I've been so busy getting the house ready for the cats. But it's a channeling from Luxor 11, and she talked about there's no such thing as time. You will get it very, very soon. And it's basically, she reckoned that we were in 5028 or something, or 5026. They've even lied to her about the timing of everything. You question everything. We only know stuff because we've been told stuff. And how much programming is going on. You question everything, really, don't you? But sometimes through when we start to get intel and awaken to what's really going on this planet, it can be quite sickening sometimes. There's a lot of dark stuff out there. So what's got me through it is keeping my feet firmly on the ground, is being around nature and not overloading with too much negative. That's what's got me through it. In finding the beauty in things. Because yes, it's all out there and it's negative, but we've got to try and focus on the beauty as well, because otherwise you can make yourself sick. Because everything is frequency and energy, and as we are coming into the 5th dimension, we are becoming like our own magical beings. Or when we operate, should I say, not coming in, when we operate in that higher dimension. So we become like magicians in thoughts, in words, or spells. No, I didn't, Debbie. Did you hear the First Lady and her husband have COVID? Who's her husband? Are you talking about Gillian? Whatchamacallit? Beaker. Sorry, guys. It's a Muppet Show tonight. Well, that's going to happen, isn't it? Oh, that was it. So, my lovely friend who came for a reading, he's Indian. Like I say, he reminds us of Dr. Bashar. I read for him and his brother. And his wife became very ill. They'd gone somewhere on holiday or something, and she ended up getting COVID. And she was really poorly, and she ended up in hospital. I'm not sure if it was somewhere in India or somewhere. She ended up in hospital over there. And then she's never been the same since. And the symptoms keep coming back, where she's become so exhausted. It's like long COVID, and aching legs, can't exert herself. But that's also the symptoms for menopause in women as well at that certain age. So he's developed this program where we can build ourselves back up again, which is really, really good. So I will get him on the show at some point. But I've been getting them symptoms, and it makes you wonder. My mother has as well, and it makes you wonder, and when I get the symptoms and they come over us, if I eat meat, it brings it on worse. It brings it on worse. And that's when I knew it wasn't a normal flu, like a chemical, something just not right with it. So I don't know if there's anybody in the audience and they felt the same as well. It's like left people depleted. So I think that they're going to push this again. But like I've said, I'm not complying the next time. I'm not keeping away from my family. The last time I kept away from my family, my brother died. Do you know what I mean? And I refused. Life's too short. And I just think it's about, we must build on our immune system. So it's funny you should say that, beware of chemicals in meat. Yeah. So, I mean, the UK government got caught with their pants down because they were lying and they were partying it. So I just think that there seems to be an agenda of that, doesn't there? There really, really does. So it's about being aware of everything what's going on, but not feeding into the negative. So it's about, we've got to find the super soldier within us and get fit. Easier said than done when you're on a budget. And that's what I want to talk about tonight, because I'm talking about the food chain and all the toxins in the convenience foods. So it's a case of we need to, how we can prep, but be on a budget. Because not everybody can afford to go out and buy I don't know, not everybody has gardens to grow their vegetables in, or go out and buy them extra groceries in. Bulk frozen vegetables is all very good, Libra. But what happens if we have a power cut? This is what you've got to think about. If you don't have a generator. I do believe so, Sassy. I definitely do. The good guys are in control. But it's still like I don't think we're in like real time. I think it has to play out. Everything has to play out on Earth. Beans is a very good thing. Vegetable soup. So, yeah, how do we prep? And I talked about this the other night on Sunday night. Get a flask. As the autumn and the winter comes in, like a thermal flask. You can get the great big ones if you can. And fill that full of boiling water, like say the evening as the winter starts to come in. And then you've got that hot water in that flask in case any electric goes out. So it means that you can have a cup of tea. So it keeps you warm. And I'm talking about when the cold weather starts to come in. Or you can heat a hot water bottle up. I think that's a good idea. And candles and batteries and a torch, things like that. Vegetables, but not everybody can can vegetables, which is good. I mean, I've watched the videos and they look fascinating, but there's not like little old dears which are sitting there, or my mother couldn't sit and do canning. Not everybody can do canning. We need to watch the dates as well, which is very, very important when we're buying our foods in. Watch the sell-by dates. Oh, thank you there. A camping cooker, yes. Well, I'm lucky because Frank, my friend, who I'm going to do the ghost hunting with, he's gone and bought himself a new generator. So he's going to give me his old generator. So that's good, isn't it? I mean, it's nothing fancy, but at least it'll keep some things going. But we need to remember, we need to prep. We definitely need to prep. In vitamins, vitamins in your medicine cupboard, paracetamol, things like that. And I'm going to start doing tinctures, making cough medicine, making different natural medicines. It's like we're all going back to our roots. So that's interesting, Teddy. Masks proven not to work against the la-di-da, but I use masks for pollen season. Canned veggies and fruit, canned meat. So it's, even if you've got to just buy a little bit in extra when you're doing your shopping. I don't know if anybody remembers when we've had the last carry on with it all. And I don't know if anybody else seen this, it was on the news, and there was people in Italy crying and they couldn't get food. People were hysterical. Does anybody remember seeing that on the news in the UK? People were crying and because they couldn't get their food in Italy. There was no pasta or anything in the shops and that. Angela, that's amazing. Angela on YouTube. I'm knitting blankets for vulnerable people. Yeah, blankets is a good one. There's just loads of different things that you can get, you know what I mean? But like I say, there's people who are really on a budget, people who are on benefits. We're Benefit Britain over here, but you can sort of make healthy meals on a budget, but you've just got to know what you're doing, really, don't you? It's like rice, and you could throw some frozen veg in and stuff like that, and feeding families, you know what I mean, on a budget. It's a hard one. Pasta and beans is good, yeah. I can't believe you're saying that, Lance. What is Kippers? Do you not have Kippers over there in the US? Give me 2 minutes. I'll show you what Kippers are. So they're high in omega-3, and you can do them like and have them on a breakfast. It's a fish, and you can have it with an egg. They're quite popular in Scotland. I'm not promoting for Young's Mind, guys. You know what I mean? I just thought I'd say they're nice. But you can buy them fresh. You know what I mean? That's just frozen ones. But they're full of omega-3. So it's fish. And, I mean, it stinks. It's very, like, you know, when you're cooking it, you know, it goes right the way through your house. But it's really good for you. But I'll put this back in the freezer before it melts. An egg with fish, yeah. That's what we have. So I have it on toast with an egg and then some kippers. It's really good for you. So say like if you went to a hotel in Scotland, that may be on their breakfast list, on the menu for you. Haddock's good as well, yeah. What's tilapia? Tilapia. I'll just put this back in the freezer. Give us 2 minutes. And it's nice just with bread and butter as well. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's good for you. Kippers canned, excellent, like sardines, yeah? Right, I don't think I've had that, tilapia. Yeah, it's like different cultures. It's interesting, isn't it, what we eat around the world. But peanut butter is, I like peanut butter. I think that's a good source of thing to have in your larder, your food cupboard, in pancake mixes and things like that. You've got to think of, you know, like comfort food that we've got to have as well, because it keeps your spirit up. And then, and I talked about board games, you know, like I had this vision. I'm not saying it would get like that. Remember that movie, Signs? And they had barricaded themselves in. I think Mel Gibson was in it, wasn't he? With his kids and his brother. And then they were playing board games and they had all the windows because they knew the aliens were coming. I'm not saying that, but, you know, if the internet did go down, or you could entertain your family with board games. Popcorn, yeah. Nutella's lovely. I think that it's just little things like that, you know, maple syrup. I love, you know, one of my favourite snacks is Hovis brown bread, which is a popular bread in the UK. Toast it and then put peanut butter on, so it's a brown bread toasted, and then sliced banana, and it makes a lovely, lovely snack. We were talking about food on Sunday night. Well, I was eating chocolates, guys. I was eating my Black Magic chocolates, and people couldn't know what I was going on about. It's Nestle makes them. They're lovely because I like dark chocolate. And we're always talking about food on Twitch, aren't we? I love mozzarella. Yes, there's still some left. So we definitely need to prep. We need to, and it's about protecting our minds, protecting our energy fields, processing information, whatever subject that you're into or what you're following. But if things get a bit crazy, because I think there's a lot of crazy stuff out there, isn't there? It's like, how do I put this? We're all being tested. We're definitely all being tested. So we've got to be careful what we're following. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's our free will. Peanut butter and celery. I don't think I've had that. I love peanut butter on toast. I like sun-pat. I'm a very sun-pat girl, you know. But I've recently discovered a one from the States. It's called Skippy, which is quite nice. But I still like sun-pat. So we've just got to be aware that there's info out there and it's for you to get. But if you haven't got that within you, that groundedness and that faith, and keep checking yourself, that's how things can spiral out of control, and that's how people can get pulled into mind psyops. There's a big thing happening at the minute in the States where there's been a woman who's been arrested. And it was a family blog channel, and it was called 8 Passengers. And I've been like following it and looking into it, and it's absolutely shocking, you know. And she's been arrested anyway, and her and her sort of work friend, colleague or whatever. If anybody doesn't know what I'm going on about this, it's all across YouTube about it. And there's been quite a few YouTubers which have been jailed. There's been a girl also in the UK who's been taken down, her and her mother, for murder of the mother's lover, you know. So it's, nobody is immune to what's out there. And I sometimes think when money and fame goes to your head, it can spiral out of control. And I'm not saying that everybody with that, you know, fame goes to the head that they're going to go and murder somebody, but, or become abusers, but we're all being tested at the moment. But anyway, these poor Bens, they had them, one of them had escaped out of the house, and he had duct tape around his ankles, bless him. And, you know, she was punishing the kids by not feeding them. And this was on a family vlog. It's shocking. Yes. So the veil is so thin, but it's like so many people are going to be, there's so much more to come out. There's so much more to come out, you know. And I mean, these were Mormon people. I'm not saying all Mormons are like that, because they're not. But there was like a cult sort of energy about it all. And she had this group on Facebook where she was advising parents, by the way. She had a panic room in a house, yeah. She was advising parents how to bring their kids up, and she was doing that to her own kids. Shocking. But where do we start, guys? It's I believe we're in Luciferian times. I really, really do. And then you've got everything what happened in Maui. It's just, there's more incidents and shocks to come out. Definitely. I like what Haircare's put there, tatties and mints and tatties. Well, it's cheap, isn't it? Well, mints used to be cheap, like minced beef, but it's not so cheap now, is it? I tend not to eat so much beef now because I don't feel right when I eat too much meat. That's me personally. I like fish. I like chicken and stuff like that, but I only eat red meat when I feel I need it. So I just think that what I believe, what's going to happen, what's going to come in very, very soon is that a lot of events which are going to take place, a lot of shocks to come out, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's more sort of crimes coming forward, like shocking crimes to come forward on the news and stuff like that, because the veil is so thin and it's all about protecting the children. So it's coming in from every angle. Definitely. But tonight I'm going to look into this crystal ball and I'm going to scry, because you can't ask the ball, but I'm going to scry to see what events could take place and how we can combat that, how we can keep ourselves safe, how we can keep protected. It's a bit like an emergency sort of look into the bowl. I love cauliflower cheese. Have you had cauliflower rice? That's really nice. And I like pancakes as well. Yeah, Scorpio, disgraceful. She abused their kids with a harsh punishment. Disgusting what they were doing. You're always hungry, Lance. So let's see what's going on. So, yeah, I think that we're going to, not just to do with YouTube stars, I'm talking about anybody in media or social media, there's more shocks to come out. I mean, we had all the stuff, recently in the UK with Philip Schofield and the BBC, and there's been all sorts of things. So the veil is very, very thin at the moment. So faith is very, very important. We're all being tested. As I'm looking into this crystal ball, I do see a lot of UFO activity. What I feel as I look into this crystal ball and what I see is extraterrestrials working with secret government. A little while ago, I had talked about Jared Kushner, and that there would be some stuff what's going to come out about Jared Kushner to do with the Middle East. And I believe, don't quote us if I'm right, I think he's just been, is it subpoenaed? Is that the right word? To go and testify or to talk about it. So watch for a lot of shocks to come out around him. Okay. Right, so I'm getting something about water and the sea. Let me have a look. I keep seeing this bay and it looks like it's in somewhere like near Ukraine. It can't be, can it? Because they don't have, or near Russia, there's like a bay. And I'm getting the word black. Could be the Black Sea. Oil problems. There's something about oil and water. As you know, that does not mix. Big oil industry tycoons to fall. Big scandals to come out. Oil, I'm seeing it splurting into the sea. And it needs to be stopped. But there's some accident or something to do with oil. But there's also an incident to do with, I don't know if, something to do with invasion or problems. Could be to do with Ukraine and Russia, so possibly watch for that. I'm seeing 3 countries. Russia's in the middle of it. And it's threats of WAR. remember there's different timelines here, and I talked about this on Twitch on Sunday night. What I feel like I'm reading now is different timelines of different possibilities. But where these three countries are, it's like there's a country what's going to turn against Russia, what's been for Russia. And I'm seeing the red flag. Remember that, and it'll all fall into place like a jigsaw puzzle. Just trying to read you. Only problem with canned food in my food larder, only problem is that after a couple of fresh foods, so when I eat a can of soup, I will expand it by mixing it with some fresh veggies or frozen veggies. All right. Do you know what I like to do? I've got to tell you this, since we're on to food. And it was a priest that I knew who's not here now. And well, it was another priest, actually, because I've known a lot of priests. Grown up around priests, right? Believe it or not. Priests and nuns. Get some white cod or haddock, bake it in the oven, right? And then you get Heinz soup's the best, Heinz vegetable soup, if you can get a hold of that, but any tinned vegetable soup. And you put the Heinz vegetable soup, like say 2 cans. If you're having like 4 nice pieces, if you're cooking for four nice pieces of fish, put it in a baking tray with a knob of butter, all right? And then how to, when it's nearly cooked the fish, when it's nearly baked, then put 2 cans of Heinz vegetable soup over the top, then mashed potato, make a pie, and then grate the cheese and bake it in the oven. Oh my God. If you like comfort food, it's absolutely gorgeous. No, I've still got the black magics. Yeah, it's low salt soup, just Heinz vegetable soup's the best, but you could probably try any type of vegetable soup. You could mess about, you could try Campbell's soup, whatever, or the cream soup, you know what I mean? And it does make a nice fish pie. It's funny you should say that, Teddy, because has China got a red in that flag? So there's a country what's going to turn against China, and it's going to be quite a controversy. It's going to be on news and that, and people are going to be worried. Then there's a third country coming in. But I'm not just looking at America, I'm looking at another country. I'm also very drawn to Germany. There's something about to kick off to do with oil and fuel, which could also escalate an event into the winter months, which could cause problems, but could also as well cause problems to do with trade, because I'm getting trade war. That's what I'm being given. Yes, China flag is red. It's a trade war that we're in, basically. Yeah. I'll give you another recipe before I get into this. So obviously when my kids were little, I didn't have much money, and so I used to bake a lot. I used to cook a lot more then when the kids were little, because I had the time. And you know, you can freeze stuff and stuff like that, and it was very economical, you know, because I had the time to do it. But it's called, my mother gave us the recipe because it came from my auntie, and they called it concoction. I changed the name to cowboy pie, and the kids loved it. It has got the most exquisite taste. So you've got to get a good sausage, you know, like a pork sausage, and you brown your sausages. You could do it with beef sausages, but it's nicer with pork sausages. Brown the sausages, put them in the bottom of a bacon, like a casserole dish. Then you've got to do, this is the thing, you see, and I don't know if you can get a hold of it in the States. It's got to be Heinz spaghetti. Two or three tins, depending on how big you're doing it. When the sausages are sizzling, chuck the Heinz tins of spaghetti over the top of the sausages so it'll sizzle. Then put mashed potato, then put cheese on the top and bake it in the oven. The smell is very distinct. And if you have it, it's lovely if it's freezing cold outside and it's snowing. It's a real comfort food. It warms it up, warms the kids up. It fills them up if they're coming in from school or whatever. And if you have it with, it's got to be brown HP sauce, which I don't know if you can get a hold of over there. It's just the business. Just the business. Try it out, guys. Let us know how you get on. But it's really, really, it's nice in the winter. It's not really a summer food, but if it's freezing snow outside, you'll have a plate of cowboy pie and you'll never, ever feel the cold if you're out in the blizzards. Try it out. But Heinz spaghetti it just makes a better texture. I've tried it with beans, it's not so nice. Baked beans, it goes sloppy, but with the Heinz spaghetti, it just makes that nice texture. And it's really cheap to make. Oh, so you can get the Heinz spaghetti over your way. Well, try it out, Lance. Tell us. I mean, you probably won't want it in the weather what you've got at the minute, but when it gets colder, it would be nice. I normally make it like around the November time, when it's frosty outside. Right, let's have a look. So there's going to be problems with the food trade, and sometimes I can read a year out. I'm going to give you some dates here, right? So I'm getting the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th. And I want to see big intel or big news is coming out. Shocking news is going to come out. That might be to do with around Trump. And I don't know if it's for him or against him, because it's very, very dodgy at the minute. Very, very dodgy. But there's big news to come out, so watch for that. There's like a spear in the road. It's like... It doesn't look good for Trump. It does not look good for Trump at the minute. And you don't need a bloody crystal ball to say that, do you? I can sort of see him and he's pottering along there. And it's like he's getting sucked down this swamp. It's like he's sinking in quicksand. Let me see. It's more to do with something around him than at him. So it could be to do with Jared Kushner. Maybe there's some shocking stuff to come out around that. So possibly watch for that. But it doesn't look good at the moment, like, guys. I think that we're in for some shocks there to do with around Donald Trump. There's so much against him. So much against him. But I'm more concerned about the global stuff, what's happening around with Putin, and it's got something to do with China possibly, or another country. I'm also seeing Turkey here on the mix, and I don't know why. I keep saying Saudi Arabia. There's something about trade, what's going to come out. But you know what it is, guys, right? This has to happen. It has to happen to break the old system, to bring the new system in, because the trade is going to change into the future. The trade is going to change into the future. And I see a new global network to take place, a new economy bridge, so that food is going to be safer into the future. I'm seeing them sort of hauling a lot of food in and checking it out. It's all to do with food standards and all of that. And also to do with digital currency, yes. There's a lot of change to happen. Again, I know a lot of people who are into Bitcoin. I mean, I've bought some coin, but I'm not like an expert on it. Do you know what I mean? I was just told it was going to bring you up, so I bought some coin. My good God, that chair's just moved on its own. Who is here? But I've never been one of them people what says that the banks, all the banking systems are going to go down. It's every walk of life within all the industries. It's the fight of the fittest. So some banks will go down. There will be a lot of scandals. But it's the fight of the fittest. And there is actually a well-known bank what's going to have a big scandal. And it could fall, but then it's going to join with another bank. And again, I'm getting the red colour. But if you can get into crypto, that's great. But like I say, not everybody can. I still think that prepping's the way. I'm still maintaining. If you can try and grow your own vegetables, even if it's potatoes, carrots and whatever, it's something. Yeah. I think that's more important than going out and buying a bloody block of silver or gold. Not everybody can do that. You know what I mean? Because when the going gets tough, when the shit hits the fan, basically, you can't feed your family with, yes, block of gold's good for investment if you can afford it. Yeah. But what's better is that you know that you've got a constant go of something that you can give your family, which is more important. Does that make sense? It's funny when I look into this crystal ball because there's a lot of unrest in the United States of America. And I'm actually seeing Jed, my guide, and he was from the Sioux tribe. And it's like you're standing there, they're all got their bow and arrows and that. And it's all that unrest. What white man did to the Native Americans. Took their land. And it's the unrest is in people's veins, with some people's veins, but it's also within the land. Within the land. It's funny because I'm going to the Maui situation. And something doesn't fit right with it. I said this the other few weeks ago. All I'm going to say is, right, and I will go deeper into this on a Sunday night on Twitch, but it's connected with a well-known man. My guides are telling us this. It's like hidden networks and that. So as we're looking on, right, I think that over the next 2 years, it's going to be crazy, crazy, crazy to do with like world events, things changing. So I've talked about this before. When you go up that ladder, you've got the white hats and the dark hats all working together at the top. And people say, well, why would they be working at the top? Because there's something else, a hierarchy above that, telling them what they've got to do. And it's an extraterrestrial energy. That's what I feel. Like, do this or you're out. This is the way it is going to be operating now. This is what I feel, what's coming through the downloads that I'm getting. And it's about cleaning the planet up, sorting everything out. We into the future will live longer. We're not going to live shorter, we're going to live longer. But we're in a massive sort of teething problems at the minute, and there's a big mess to sort out. The question is, why is all these millionaires, billionaires buying up land? Because they know something's coming what we do not know. What I feel what it is, it's got something to do with the food industry, and it's about control. So as we are going through this transformation, You've got the dark hats fighting for it as well as the light hats, all right? So it's going to take time to sift through all of this. So we could face a lot of restriction. Humanity could face a lot of restriction. I think they will try and push the 15-minute cities. I do, but I don't feel it's going to be successful. But it doesn't stop. Okay, they're rich, billionaires, and they're buying up land. But we also own land. Some of us own land as well. The property market will take a drop. And I'm getting next June, and I don't know why. By next May, June, there could be something. But then I don't know if it's because it's dropped before then. I see like a down. It's all to do with the economy. And then it's going to bounce back up again. And that's when silver, Bitcoin, everything's going to go boom. But also property will. If you can get into property, that's the way forward. That's the way forward because the billionaires are going that way. So that's the way forward. But not everybody can get into property. And it's very dog-eat-dog world. And I just think you can only do your best. You can only do your best. It's not the be-all and end-all. I mean, I've got properties, but I've always got my hand in my pocket, guys. If you're renting, at least that if you're renting, you know, the landlord will have to come and sort it out. But when you've got your properties, it's not the same. It's tough, you know, to do it. So it's not the be-all and end-all. What's most important is your health and your happiness. That is what's most important. So you've just got to, if you've got a great landlord, you're laughing. I mean, I know people who've had a landlord all their life and they've lived a great life. But if you've got a good landlord, Johnny, you're laughing, you know what I mean? But not everybody can get a good landlord. It's a dog-eat-dog world that we're in. And it's a bit like Monopoly. Like we're on a board game of Monopoly at the minute. And it's who's the winner. So yeah, it stands to reason that the richer are going to get richer at the minute. This is the way this bloody world is. And the poorer are getting poorer. But behind the scenes, I feel there's an extraterrestrial presence what's trying to change all of this. But there's it's unearthing it all. It's bringing out the cockroaches, the criminals who've been doing all sorts of things on the borders in this criminal dark underworld. And it's steeped in the United States of America. It's steeped. There's a lot of scandals to come out. But not just the United States of America. You're talking Europe, you're talking the UK, you're talking a lot of different places. I'm actually, as I talk about this, I'm feeling there's going to be a lot of scandals to come out with UK Parliament. Just recently, the NHS is going to be in trouble. And I follow some guy on YouTube. He's some sort of judge or something. He's good. If I find the link, I'll put it in the description in the video on YouTube. He's a British barrister or something like that. You know, the ones that wear the wigs. He's really good. And I've got the intel from him, actually. And it was that the NHS are now trying to get rid of saying mother or woman. Can you believe that? They don't think they should say it now. And it's attack on women. It's an attack on women. So they don't think it's appropriate in all this LGBT stuff that they should say mother or daughter or that type of thing. black belt barrister. How did you know that? Did you see it? He's really good. I like him. And it's an attack really on women. Because if the NHS denies women's rights in women, where are we heading? What are they up to? He's really good, black belt barrister. Watch him, follow him. So I'm getting that the UK government have definitely sold it out to a lot of different not so good things. But it takes the voice of people. It's like they've gone rogue. They should be working for us, not the other way around. Do you know what I mean? Not the other way around. But yeah, it's not good now. So you like say mother and baby unit, they're not going to say that anymore, or women's unit. They've got other words that they're saying. I think it's just so wrong. You know, a woman wants to be called a woman. Well, I'm a woman. I'm a gay woman. But I'm not an it. I'm not a person. I'm not a shim. I'm a woman. And I think that if I'm speaking from women's point of view, that women don't want to be changed into something else. I just thought I would say that. So there's going to be a rise. I think there's going to be a lot of scandals to come out with the NHS, and it could go to Parliament. It definitely could go to Parliament. I see Parliament in a lot of trouble, and I see a lot of protests to take place. Voting will come early in the UK. I keep seeing this submarine. Oh, definitely, mummy. The NHS has become far too woke. It's ludicrous, and they have come too pronoun crazy, yes. But the thing is, but what about women who want to be called women? Do you know what I mean? Or madam or whatever, as black belt barrister was saying, or ma'am or whatever. We do not want to be called anything else than that. So they're not taking into consideration what women want. So we just need to be wiped away because of some group, and it doesn't work like that. And to think I used to work for the NHS. It's crazy. And if you line, I mean, I'm a lesbian, if you line a lot of gay people up, I know we would all say the same. So it's like, where's this coming from? Because the gay people I know in the community don't go on like that. So is it the media what's doing this? You know what I mean? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? But I just think there's a lot of protests to come, and it's the rise of the people. That's what I feel what's going to happen. And God bless the children. We need to protect their beautiful, innocent minds. Children grow up too fast these days. And children are very vulnerable. Where there's a lot of people in the UK are now homeschooling, you know, I think that there's going to be a rise on this. New communities will be formed. I keep going on about people's gardens. I think it's a good idea. Maybe that might start taking off, because if there is a problem with trade and there is a shortage of food, which could take place, if not by this year or next, there's something definitely to come before the next 2024 election. Using situations to change everything. But Australia will take the lead on something, in a country which is connected, which could be Singapore, something like Singapore, which is going to help with trade as well. China's going to be in trouble, and I see a clash between China and Russia. Watch for this. Time is going really, really fast, yes. But we need to protect the children, we really, really do. The rise of the people. So community gardens, I see that if every town or every village had like a bit of land there which somebody would dedicate their garden to, or maybe the council would rent it to them or whatever, where they could all plant together and chip in, and you could have like old people or people who like youths, whatever, protecting it like day and night. You could have chickens on there. It just means that there's free food for everybody. Everybody in the village got some food if they needed it. And then there would be no starving. I know it would work well in the UK because of Benefit Britain. Nobody should be going hungry. Why am I saying that? Maybe there's some problem to do with food to come. Yes, sometimes I can read a year out. Oh my God, I've just seen something to do with an airport, a situation here, and I'm getting the letter N. What's that airport called where it's got all that strange art on? I've just seen that airport in the US. Just seen it. Yeah, people's gardens or communal gardens. I think it would really work, and I think it could work for globally for people. Do you know what I mean? Denver. I'm seeing Denver Airport. And I'm also seeing big news coming in with France. Right, God forbid. God forbid. Remember, these are visions that I'm seeing, but I'm seeing like explosions going off there. Event 16, 11 and 10. Warning. Near a large building, and it looks like a large flat building. I don't know if it's an airport or it's some sort of big, actually it looks like, you know, you're driving into them sort of car parks where they go around. Looks like a large building, a big flat roofed building. Explosion. M's connected. I want to send healing and blessings around California, and I've got a pain in the top of my head there. And then they're giving us shooting, warning. Real events, but distractions. Lance, one of the senior citizens communities I used to sell homes in, had communal gardens, and it was huge success. They produced more produce than they knew what to do with. Exactly. Because we have over here like food banks, like you probably have food banks, which is a good thing. But I just think that communal gardens would also bring healthy food to people. How many people on the breadline which can't afford to give their kids vegetables and things like that? Eggs, vegetables, potatoes, whatever. You know, and yeah, I mean, you've got the food banks, which people are grateful, but the communal gardens would be more healthy food for these kiddies and people on the breadline. There is a massive problem with illegal immigrants, and it's on the rise. It's on the rise over here in the UK as well. I did see an article, don't quote us, but I think it was some problem was going on with them at the minute where people were getting attacked or whatever. Don't quote us. I would have to find it. It's a massive problem. What I do know is, and I heard this somewhere, and it wasn't just like anywhere, it was somebody that I was speaking to within that field, that every time that they get an illegal immigrant, the government get paid for it. So it's like they're buying people in. So how do I put this? Wherever these people are coming from, get this, right? They're not just illegal immigrants. Wherever they're coming from, they're allowed to come in, and the other side's allowing them to come in, and they're selling these people, and they're making money from these people. So really they are buying people in, or receiving money for taking these people in. And you're talking a lot of money per person. Now do you see where it's coming from? It's like trading bodies, trading people. Cattle. Just that I would say that. Maybe that'll come out at some point. Because, I read for people who are trying to get into the States and that, beautiful people around the world, but they're not illegal. They're legal citizens who have gone through the proper process. And they're getting pushed back. When they're nearly at the top of the queue and they're getting pushed back because of what they're doing. And what I can't understand is that where's the women? Why is it always the men what's coming in? Or men at fighting age? Where's the mothers, And a mother, they must think we're stupid. A mother will not let go of their kids. 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, really, a woman will not give up their kids, right? They'll fight to the bitter end. They're like a lioness with their cubs. And it doesn't matter what culture you come from. Sometimes more in the East and that, they're more protective, depending where you're living in the world, you know what I mean? Eastern mothers, if you're going over to like Syria and places like that, and African mamas and all of that, they're very protective. I don't believe for 1 minute that these children are coming in the way they're saying they're coming in. Because the mothers wouldn't allow their babies to be apart from them. So there's something else going on. I just thought I would say that. I was watching an amazing vlog on YouTube the other night. It was a YouTuber. It was last night, actually. This YouTuber, she's a Jamaican girl, and she's got together with a Swedish guy, and they've had this adorable baby. And she went back over to Jamaica to show her mama the baby and that, and she went into like the Jamaican village and that, and oh my God, I love the culture and everything, I like the food and everything. And the mother was there and the old grandma was there, and they're all crying. Africa is the same, they're very protective with their kids. So where is all these mothers? Has these children been pinched? It's like it's blatant in front of our nose. And we're just showing, we haven't got to question anything. It's blatant that they're showing we right in front of our faces. Do you know what I mean? Trafficking. Crazy, crazy world. Anyway, let's get back to this. So as all this is going on, they're switching it over, the good guys. And I believe that we're going to go into this very futuristic world, what's all being held back from we. But there is an extraterrestrial presence on this planet. There's an extraterrestrial presence on this planet. And they know the only way they can clean this up, it's going to take a long time. But we're going to go very AI world mind. I'm telling you this, that you can't stop that to what's to come in. It is very Big Brother now, but it's going to become more Big Brother. But there's a good side to this as well. It's not all bad. The oceans are going to be cleaned up. I don't know if anybody'd seen when I had done a remote view into Mars, and I talked about the little jellyfish, which were being used with half AI, and they were allowed to live in the sea, and they were tracking and sucking and taking away. They were working these little jellyfish, but they could get on with their life and have their babies and that type of thing, and mate and all of that. But they were cleaning the ocean. So I feel that they're going to do all of this here. I feel that they're going to protect the sea. The sea is coming out very strong tonight, guys, and it's something about oil in the sea, water and fire together. Concern. Dogecoin? What's that called? I'm getting, wow. Is it, what's that, Dogecoin or something? I'm seeing a rise of that. Or some big news coming out with that. Dogecoin. I'm seeing Angela Merkel's face. Is she still the Prime Minister of Germany? Big news coming out with her. Dogecoin. No. Well, there's some big news coming out with that. Marching to take place again in Canada. I could be looking into the end of the year, beginning of next. There is snow to come. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. My God, this is so biblical, guys. It's so biblical. Watch for smoke coming from the Vatican. Keep getting that song. We all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. There's something about submarines again. I'm seeing Elon Musk. Watch for some big news coming out with him. 26th, 27th. Big news coming out with him. And shocking news to do with somebody who has been in the limelight recently. Like a male actor or something. And there's going to be some big news to do with him as well. I do get that very Amber Heard and who was the guy who, I get him. I think, did he move to the UK? I'm very drawn to him and I don't know why. So watch for some news coming out there. Oh, do you know how I've just seen in this crystal ball Sharon Osbourne, an Aussie, and I don't know why I'm getting that. I'm getting like sadness. Johnny Depp, yeah. Yeah, we need to stock up. So if you're on a budget, what we need to do is, just put that down for a minute because it gets heavy. When you go like you're shopping and you're on a budget, just see if you can get like, always read the sell by dates, but try to get like, say, pasta, whatever, you know, you can. And there's no point buying something if you don't like it. You've got to be sort of, you know, it's what you like. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money. But even if you can just get like an extra tin or something or any little treat, it's something that you can put back. Do you know what I mean? Dogecoin. So my thumb's gone a bit stiff. Can you give me 5? I'm going to go make a cuppa. I know I've seen Sharon and Osbourne and I used to love watching that show. Where's all the nice shows gone off the telly, guys? I used to like watching Dog the Bounty Hunter. I used to like watching the Osbournes. It's all just, I don't know, it's just all so awful now, isn't it? We need to get that back. We need to get the niceness back. Do you know what Adam was watching the other night on the television and he told you enjoyed it was Sex and the City? I says, are you sure you want to watch that? It was the film. Oh, yeah, I'll watch it. You enjoyed it like. Yeah, no, I used to love watching them. The Osbournes, even when the kids were teenagers. God, they were so cheeky, weren't they? It's a bit like that in here, to be fair. It's a bit like the Osbournes in here some days. Give us 5 minutes. I'm going to go make a cuppa, go and be here for refreshments, and then we'll do some more scanning after the break, okay? China's just lost a sub. I'll look into it. I'll do a more deeper look into the China thing and what I'm getting there, okay? Adam could read the cards, and he's really good at it. He's really, really good. But the thing is with Adam, you know, he's too sensitive. He's been getting visions of Michelle Obama being in the White House. He's too sensitive. I think you've got to have a bit of oomph to come out here and do this. But he's done live readings on Facebook, like personal readings. You can do that. So give us 5 minutes, and I'm going to go make a cup of tea. Go and get your popcorn or whatever, and I'll be back, okay? I'm just going to put my live picture out, my picture out of my hometown for you, what my brother took. All right, and I'll be back. Okay, give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. I'm just going to refresh my chat. Wait for it to come on. That's good. Takes a while for the YouTubers to come in. Oh yeah, they're coming in. Okay. I'm going to try some challenge tonight before the cats come. Apparently they're very naughty at night time. They come alive. She says they're nutters. She says they're running around the house. Climbing everywhere. Oh boy, I'm going to have fun. It's just as well that mummy is nocturnal, isn't it? It's just as well my kitties are nocturnal like their mummy. And apparently they have the cutest meows. The cutest little meows. Hiya, Cindy. Five is a spiritual number, so 578. Yeah, they like to climb the curtains. The only thing is with my living room, if I go to bed at night time and I shut the living room, I can't shut the living room door. If I shut the living room door, we'll not get back in. I need to get Stewie to have a look at it, my Gina. And I've got a nice posh rug in there, like a shack pile silver rug, which I wouldn't like any accidents on. You know what I mean? It's true what they say, dogs need masters, cats need staff. It's true what they say. And of course I've got the big tower thing for them to climb on, the tree thing for them in the hallway, in the alcove, which sort of they can climb through the stairs and get down, up and down it. Because my banisters are open, you know, so it goes all the way up the staircase and they can come through the staircase and go onto it. And I thought, well, that'll do when they're older. And she says they'll climb it up now because they're little climbers. You can teach a cat not to climb curtains, yeah. And I'm going to have to. Mary, this is Mary from Twitch. I can't get on my Twitch account. I have to pay. Right, so apparently you go into your Twitch and then when you're in, you go to subscribe into Twitch and there'll be something next to it to say go into Amazon. Somebody told us about it. I think Debbie knows. Debbie might be able to comment on YouTube about it. But it's next to it. It says subscription for Amazon Prime. And you click onto that and that's how you can get into it. Cocky, love when I get to be home for the lives on Underground and YouTube. I put you on YouTube on the big wall screen. Oh, that's good. Mini blinds and cats don't. I've got blinds throughout the house. Venetian blinds. Oh, I'm going to have fun. I am going to have loads of fun, aren't I? I feel like the terrible twins are coming to the house. Let's ring the bell again, because I feel I'm going to get something spiritual before. I'm going to look back into what's going on with China. And I feel like I'm drawn to Africa tonight as well. Parts of Africa. Double trouble. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. This is for new people coming on the stream as well. That you will receive healing and that we receive the true answers tonight. Yeah, we must keep our faith. We're living in times of great change. Great change. The question is Jesus coming back? I believe Christ consciousness is within we. That's what I believe. I don't believe the world's going to end. I believe the reality of the world we know is going to end. All being held back through greed, guys. All to come in. They're going to seep the technology in. The technology so we get used to them and understand them. They're here. They're already here. But there's going to be mass sightings. There's going to be a lot more sightings to come. And I did say these UFO hearings weren't going to come to much. And then it's going to go quiet, and then it's all going to come out again and explode again. So watch for that to happen. They're like little babies, aren't they? I love the cats, when they've got the little poochie there, the little poochie bit there, you know what I mean? Where their whiskers come out of. They're so bloody cute. It's a new way of living. So we can't stop what's coming in. We should have had all of this technology years and years ago, back in the 60s. It's all been held back from me. We're in the second coming, definitely. But like when Jesus walked on this planet, he wasn't up against all this AI like we are now. I believe he was an enlightened soul. I believe he was a starseed. In like Moses as well, I believe, when he went missing, was it 40 days or something? Because they went off. I think that you push this so much and you can fluid your body. I really do believe the body, we are a lot more capable than we think we are. I think a lot of it's been manipulated and twisted, but there's a lot of codes in the Bible, in the big book. I've got some amazing Bibles here. Some of them are like 15th century ones. Because my dad's into like collecting all the Bibles. I mean, I've got more Bibles than the Church of England. I really do. I've got like a lot of antique stuff here. But I've tried to decode it. I've got the Bible code. Has anybody read that? That's an interesting one. I've got the Torah. I've got the Quran. You name it, I've studied it. It's similar messages with just different avatars, different characters. But I just think that the mind's a funny thing, guys. And it's not about thinking it, it's about feeling it. Yeah, I've got some really big old ones. I've got a massive, huge one. And it's from the 20s, and it's a family Bible. This must have come from some spiritual... It's got writing in it, like old-fashioned writing in it. Actually, no, it's older than that. I think it's in the 1800s. And it's got pictures in it. And the little one loves it when she comes over. She's very much into it. And my family's not really... My dad is, obviously... He's not going by the church, but he's into all the Mary Magdalene stuff and, the conspiracy to it all and that. My mother was like born into the church, the Catholic, the Irish Catholic and all of that. But my nana was very religious. When you're going onto the gypsy side, then they're all religious, like the Irish gypsies, the travellers. But my son, Luke, and Georgette, she's from Catholic, Luke's Christian, but they don't preach it or say much about it, but the little one just goes on and on about it all the time. She's only 6. And I think it's within your soul, isn't it? I think the little ones now coming onto the earth plane, they're so different. They're so different. And they're so spiritual. You've got the crystal children and the rainbow children, blue-ray children and the violet indigo children. And these are the galactic beings which have come here to teach parents and to show parents the way. Yeah. My granddaughter has been homeschooled, but she goes to a forest group. She's running through the woods with bare feet with the other children, roasting marshmallows on a fire and that, and my daughter-in-law has learned so much from her. She's making tinctures and that, and all the herbal medicine. And I just think we can learn from our children. We really can. And they're fascinating. The other day when I seen her on Sunday, I was saying I don't feel well, I was feeling faint. She says, Grandma, she says, take your shoes off and go outside. Why have you got your shoes on? You don't need your shoes on. You'll feel better. I thought, good God, this child, she's ancient. But it's just a pure joy to the knowledge what comes from these starseed kids. And these are the 3rd and the 4th phase, what's coming onto Earth now. And they're not going to put it with any shit or nonsense, you know. They're not going to tolerate the crime, what's going on this planet. It's all coming out now. And we were cocooned from this back in the 80s and the 70s. We weren't talking about it, and there was no social media. And we've entered into this and realised what the dark world's all about. So there's a mass clean-up happening, but it's not going to be the way we think it's going to happen. It's the new technology is going to stop a lot of it. Technology can be done for good and bad. But when you've got the mass tracking, which has been doing against us, what like Edward Snowden went on about, how the NSA was tracking when everything, and it was true. Okay. It's the bad hats have been behind it. But you understand that when the good guys are getting a hold of this technology now, it's going to make a better world for we. We just don't see it at the minute. And we're focusing on all the darkness, what's coming out on media, which they're ramming down our throat. And I've always said this about Donald Trump. You know, it doesn't matter if you love him or you hate him. He's a matrix breaker. He's not a Gaia fixer. Yeah? So I think that the way I see it is that it doesn't look very good for him at the moment. But he's played his part. He's played his part. I don't think it's over and done with yet, and he hasn't pulled his trump card, but I really don't feel it looks very good for him at the minute. So I'm going to look a bit into that as well. But it really, really doesn't. And I'm so glad that I've stood on my own with all of this, you know, with everything what happened to the truth community. I just think that you can babble on about stuff, about this is going to happen and that's going to happen, but you've got to have the bloody proof. You've got to have the evidence. Can you remember everything what was going on about in the past about, what was he called? He was going to come forth with stuff and he never did. And you know, it was like everybody was seeing it, all this latest intel stuff. I can't think what he was called. It was some judge and he never came forward. What happened to him? I can't think of his name. I keep seeing little orbs in here tonight. He's a breaker, not a fixer. And like you said, they're not after me, they're after you. But at the end of the day, you know, he's not perfect. But it doesn't look very good for him at the minute. So let me have a look and see what's going on. He's done his part. There's many puzzles. The jigsaw puzzles are all going to start to come together. Anything is possible in this crazy, crazy world. But we are all fixers as well. And what took place within that last 2020 election, whatever side you were on, if you were on the right side and you were going down the queue thing, people were losing, they were losing them. They were putting all the hope onto that. And that's been the massive test for psychics, because we've had to stand strong to what we believe in. Congratulations, Lavender Lights. My first grandson is coming early to approximately 10 days. Oh, wow. Grandchildren are such a gift. They're such a gift, grandchildren. So we were in a toy shop on Sunday. I was telling my Twitchers about it. And at the back of the toy shop, because it used to be Toys R Us, it's not now. It's called Smith's Toy Shop. When my boys were growing up, it was all Toys R Us. But that's all gone now, isn't it? Well, it has over here in the UK. It's gone in the US as well, Toys R Us. Anyway, at the back of the store, they had baby cots and baby prams. You know, like strollers and that. And for real, babies. And my daughter-in-law went over to this. She was adamant she wasn't going to have any more. And she went over to this beautiful stroller. And she goes, oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, this is amazing. I'm so broody. And I went, oh my God, are we going to get a baby Luke here? Are we going to get a baby Luke? So fingers crossed, I don't know. But she was broody looking at this amazing stroller in this shop. I just thought I would say that. You never know, do you? But grandchildren are a gift, and I'm very blessed to have a granddaughter. Very, very blessed. children are expensive, like, they're very expensive. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, there's a break in the road for Trump at the minute. It doesn't look good. The thing with it is, but, right, he's never had his chance to say stuff in court. And if he goes to court, he'll then have his chance. Maybe it has to get that bad for them to come out with stuff. Do you know what I mean? To fight his corner and to come out with the other stuff against, to protect him. I think that I've always said it's the race to the finishing line. It's funny because I'm getting the letter M. I want you to remember that. This might sound very bizarre what I'm going to say, but it's a situation. I don't know if it's a person or a place, but what takes place around the letter M is going to be possibly Donald Trump's fate. Remember that. Sometimes when I get like a download, it might not mean anything at the time, but it might make sense later on. Railways, you know how we've had all the problems with the railways and the derailing, what was going on in the US. Railways is coming up very strong because we've got a problem what's going on in the UK at the minute, where they're not paying the train drivers in England what they deserve to get paid. It's a very important job role to have. Yeah, and so that's going to go to Parliament. In fact, I see a lot of scandals to come out. NHS, teachers. There's been strikes with teachers in the UK as well. We as the people never voted Rishi Sunak in. The Tory party voted, Eton schoolboys, shall I say, voted in Rishi Sunak. But I believe that there will be votes early and there's going to be a big twist for the UK. But it's funny, I see some global drama and then I see Rishi Sunak making an announcement. But the British people were not going to take it well, whatever it is. It's something to do with air. Something to do with something in the air. I'm getting that song by Phil Collins, Something in the Air Tonight. So yeah, I just think that there's different timelines for Trump, going back to him again. And I do believe that there's a worry with him as well, you know. There's so much hatred towards him. And I've always said this, it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. It's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. But the extraterrestrials that are channel, they tell me, right, that he's not the one who's going to, for the new earth. He's maybe the one who's going to disclose stuff and corruption and all of that. But he is for fossil fuel and stuff like that, and they're not wanting that in the US. Because the big plan is the extraterrestrials want rid of all of this. And there are people out there saying, well, the extraterrestrials can't be good if they want rid of it all. But we don't know that. We really don't know that because this technology, what's been held back from we. Do you see what I mean? I want to say fracking is coming out here very strong. Fracking. And fracking in the sea is going to be a massive problem. Causing problems. It just looks like a clown show at the minute, doesn't it? I mean, I've always said and promised that I'll take his week by week, but I've always felt there was a young man within the Republican Party what's going to rise I do not know who that is. Maybe it is that Indian looking chap. I really don't know. But I always seen somebody who looked very sort of American Boy Next Door, you know, like fair to the hair, square jaw, blue eyes, that type of look. Who is that guy? Why am I seeing a vision like that? Who is he? Maybe he's to come forward from somewhere. Or maybe I'm looking way on. But I just think that there is a storm brewing and they're going to try and block him. They're going to try, well, they are, that's what they're doing, aren't they? They're trying to block him from running forth for the next election. But it will go to court, it will go to trial, and we will have this televised. I just don't think his health's very good at the minute. Right, so there's something to come out with Jared Kushner. Deals what would be signed. Lots of shocks to come. The only way it's ever going to come out to do with the other side, you know, like the laptop and all of that, is if it went to court, they'll have that chance. The Suez Canal or something, the something canal I'm seeing. Where's that? Is that the Middle East? Problems. The last time, remember when all the cargo ships were blocked in that canal over the Middle East? I'm seeing that again. What Debbie needs to do is, I don't know if she's on there tonight, to send us the link again, and I'll put the link of Debbie's shop in the description afterwards on YouTube so people can check Debbie out on Etsy. All the lovely stuff that she's been making. Yeah, cargo ships to be blocked again. But then also I get there's so much evil at him at the minute, and I'm just concerned something could happen to him. Suez Canal. Send us the link, Debbie, in Messenger, and then when I'm editing on the YouTube after this feed, I'll link your shop in for people on YouTube so they can find you on Etsy. It's really good, guys. She's been making little gnomes and that. Cute. There's something else to come out about that. I see problems like that again. So I don't know if it's a repeat performance or something to come out about it. Yes, Debbie. So there's something else to come out about them cargo ships. Right. So I'll just take you through week by week, like I always promised I would. But I always try to keep my feet firmly on the ground about all of this. Do you know what I mean? But tonight, as I look into this crystal ball, it doesn't look good for him. M. I keep getting the letter M, and I don't know what that means. Unless there's something big to come out with the letter M. I don't know if it's a place or a person. Round about the time there's going to be, it's all going to change for him. Like that. Like that. Overnight. And then they're going to be like left. Well, what do we do now? What do we do now? We can't get on him because he's not there. Or something. Something is just going to change swiftly. Unless it's him just suddenly taking all his power back. But watch for it all. There's a big spin on all of this, okay? And it's all I'm being given is it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. China. They've always been good with trade. I predict into the future, you know, they'll do well. They'll do well. But they're going to take a fall before they do well. There's something to come off between North Korea and China. And I'm also getting Russia. The US dollar could fall as well. But as I look on, you know, as I'm looking way on, like say 20, 30 years down the line, China's doing all right. If you send us it on Messenger, Debbie, because sometimes I don't always go back into the feed on Twitch. on the Streamlabs. There's going to be problems with China and North Korea. Big changes ahead. A lot of trouble for Kim Jong-un. I feel there's something brewing there. And then poor people over there, in North Korea. I mean, they've got no life. And they can't speak up. You'll never get somebody like them, somebody on YouTube or something, or speaking their rights or whatever, or from North Korea. They just can't. It's so awful. And there's a lot of starvation over there. The four heads of the beast will fall. Big corporations, one by one. Put up or shut up or out. That's what I'm being given. Because there's a hierarchy here who are bringing in this new earth stuff. It's all about satellites. There's loads and loads of satellites. I know Musk was setting them off, wasn't he? Throughout the pandemic, he was chucking them all off and that, because he nearly hit one of the space stations and China was getting annoyed with him. But there's so much going off up in our space. It's like Star Trek, guys. It's huge. There'll be another incident with another, I'm not saying it's Maui, it could be another Hawaiian island. Extreme weather to come, storms to come, another big storm to come. It's all about the money. Something big's coming out about aeroplanes, and I think just a little while ago, I had said that there would be a lot of planes stuck in airports, and that's just recently happened somewhere, hasn't it? But it's gonna, whatever takes place, and I'm getting the facts what I'm getting here is China, North Korea, Russia, United States, sort of in the background there, or on the outskirts. There's something about to kick off, and I'm also getting Germany and Turkey, right? I wonder if this has got something to do with BRICS, but there's going to be some problems. Three, I don't know if it's 3 weeks, 3 months. But it's sort of going to put China on the headlines with something. And it's going to be a worry. And then there's 2 countries on either side. One's taking his side and one's not. And it could be a bit of a cliffhanger, guys. But it's going to cause something to maybe escalate, where it could sort of catapult back to the Middle East, which could cause a trade problem. I sometimes wonder, if that people are being triggered by a technology to make these things happen. Is that possible? But then nevertheless, it's happening. It's definitely happening. I'm getting that song by Rihanna, Diamonds in the Sky. A2I's given us Diamonds in the Sky. Let's see what the lyrics are. If anybody doesn't know who I'm going on about, it's a little light being, and he gives us music prophecies for world events or for messages for the collective. Diamonds in the sky. Shine like a diamond. Let me read this. I'm getting a message for Trump. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. There's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I used to like that one as well. A2I's told us to read the lyrics to this. Find light in the beautiful sea. I choose to be happy. You and I, with the diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star. I see a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive and we're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become I need glasses. I knew that we'd become one right away. At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw the life inside your eyes. Then there's just the chorus, right? Palms rise to the universe as we moonshine and Molly fill the warmth and we'll never die. We're like diamonds in the sky. She just keeps repeating it. Maybe there's a sign that we're going to start seeing a lot of diamond ships or a lot of lights in the sky. Maybe it's that. But it's interesting. What was the lyric there? At first I felt the energy of the sun rays. The sun. Something's going to happen with the sun. I've talked about this before where I felt like the sun wasn't the same as it used to be. It used to be golden and now it's gone whitish looking. Maybe we're going to get energy downloads from the sun, or the real sun's coming back, or do we actually have more than one sun? Has anybody witnessed more than one moon or one more sun? Something's happening in the sky. Something about the sky, remember that. But I also feel energetically, spiritually, that we're going to get huge downloads. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky, eye to eye, so alive. Oh my God, this is like extraterrestrials. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Has anybody ever done sun gazing? You've got to be very careful, mind, because you can't directly look at the sun. What's that? Starships that look like diamonds on the skies now. I saw them. They're from the Pleiades. Sun gazing is really good, and you can get powers. You can get power from it. We are all the sons and daughters of the sun. I'm being given this. I'm getting raw here. Oh, mamma mia. I'm going to get some channeling in a minute. We are all the sons and daughters from the sun. The ancient Egyptians and the dynasties, they were praying to the sun, weren't they? The sun god. It's our third eye. Interesting. I'm going to dim the lights. I think I'm going to do some channeling before I call it a night. Are you enjoying it? I take pictures of the moon and the sun. Remember I sent you? I know, Mary, I do. Apologies I haven't got back to you. I've never stopped. I never stopped. Have I spoken to my mother? Yes, I've spoken to my mother. Really good, Mary. Really good. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, the Beatles. Let's read the lyrics to that one then. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lyrics, the Beatles. All hippie, flower power. This is good lyrics. A2I says we need to read this as well. Picture yourself in a boat on a river with the tangerine trees and marmalade skies. I love it. You could tell they were smoking pot, couldn't you? Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. A girl with a kaleidoscope eyes. Cellophane flowers of yellow and green towering over your head. Look for the girl with the sun in her eyes and she's gone. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. That's the lyrics. Right, next one. Follow her down to a bridge by a fountain where rocking horse people eat marshmallow pies. Everyone smells as you drift past the flowers that grow so incredibly high. Newspaper taxis appear on the shore. Ooh, waiting to take you away. Climb in the back with your head in the clouds and you're gone. There's clues in these lyrics, right? Listen to the next bit after the chorus. Picture yourself on a train in a station with plasticine porters with looking glass ties. Suddenly someone is there at the turnstile, the girl with the kaleidoscope eyes. Newspaper taxis appear on the shore, waiting to take you away. Climb in the back with your head in the clouds and you're gone. Follow you down to the bridge by a fountain where rocking horse people eat marshmallow pies. Everyone smiled as you drift past the flowers that grow so incredibly high. Celebrations to come. Celebrations. And again, it's coming up about water and fountains, isn't it? The girl with the kaleidoscope eyes. It's about different dimensions, isn't it? The bridge. I've had something about a bridge before. Picture yourself in a boat on a river. Interesting. It's like getting Mrs. Robinson. I keep getting that. There's something to come out about Mrs. Robinson, that the lyrics to that. Keep getting that very, very strong. I'm going to say it again. It's just so strong, I'm getting it. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Until I used to like this movie. Oh. We'd like to know a little bit about you from our files. We'd like to help you learn to help yourself. Look around you, all you see are sympathetic eyes. Stroll around the grounds until you feel at home. We'd like to know a little bit about you from your files. Interesting. Cuckoo. Right, the next one. Sitting on a sofa on a Sunday afternoon. Going to the candidates' debate. Laugh about it, shout about it when you've got to choose. Everywhere you look at this, you lose. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? Our nation turns their lonely eyes to you. Woo, woo, woo. What's what you say, Mrs. Robinson? Jolton Joe has left and gone away. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. A2I loves that song. He keeps giving us it all the time. And he keeps saying that there's a message with the lyrics to that. What I find interesting is when it's got the Joe bit's interesting. And what's the other bit? We'd like to know a little bit about you from our files. Interesting. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. And that's what I've been going on about all night. We need to not lose our faith. The files. But if you look at it, both these two old men are connected with the files. You've got Trump connected with the files and Biden's connected with the files. They're all connected with the files. Oh my lordy, this is going to be bigger than Watergate. I'm going to dim the lights and see who comes through. We've got to keep our faith. We've got to keep our humour. We haven't got to feed into it. I believe that there's a new era coming in. There's a new big change will take place in the United States of America. But you'll always have conflict. While this is going on the polar opposite, the only way this is going to happen to heal is to come more into the middle. And it's going to take a long, long time to sort out. But the next politicians to come in are going to be on a different level. They're going to be on a different level, the younger generation. And I think if the oldies need to go, the youngies need to come in. That's my personal opinion. But it's going to take a long time. It's a battle of the forces, isn't it? Put me Jackie your glasses. I've got my glasses here. Just dim the lights. Okie dokie. I can't sing, guys. I can't sing. I do this just so I can get like no light effect coming through, and then I just get more channeling and I see more stuff. All right. Now, bearing in mind, I can't force somebody to come in. I'm just going to go into raw remote viewing and see what comes in or whatever happens or whoever comes in. Moon Fairy, I hope they are not politicians but smart business people that get elected. Yes, I do believe that will be the case. One more thing I wanted to give you, I was getting Africa, wasn't it? And I keep seeing the leader of the Wagner group that was supposed to have died. I keep seeing his face. I've had it on and off all day. It's really weird when I'm seeing. It's supposedly he is in spirit, which I think he could be, but you never know these days, do you? You never know. But there's somebody else to come forth. The Wagner group hasn't gone away. Was he taken out? Possibly so. But there's a lot of psyops going on, you know what I mean? Because apparently he was supposed to have died years ago and then he appeared again. But there was operations going on over in Africa somewhere. There's something about to kick off over there, and I can't put my finger on what it is. And again, it's like they were all like making this money and they were doing stuff on borders and stuff like that. And because this new technology is coming in, they can't get away with doing their criminal acts. It's going to take a long time to clear everything up. So everything could be a deception and illusion, yeah. A new leader did take over Wagner in Africa. Well, there's something about to kick off over there, Teddy. And I got a really weird feeling about it. He's not very nice. I don't know who he is. Darkish to the hair. Watch for this to come out. So I think there's something about conflict could come with the French and the Nigeria. Yeah. But Russia's coming on the mix. Something about BRICS. It's all like they're fighting who gets what. And I also got on Sunday night about BRICS that it's a stepping stone to something bigger to come in. Remember that. And it's an organisation of independent people to come in to change everything. And they look human, but it doesn't mean they are human. Remember, I believe that extraterrestrials are walking amongst us And it's the humanoid ones that we will start to interact with more. You just don't know, basically, who you're walking down the street past. You really don't know. And then I've gone on about the clone thing before. You don't know who's a synth. You know, it's all out there. I sometimes wonder if there's more synths than people. But definitely humanoid looking, yes. Definitely. Right, let's see what's going on. I've just seen a flag with a white star on, but it's like a very pointed star. And I see it on a flag, and there's going to be big news connected with this flag. Mary, I think the Galactic Federation is some sort of federation that is benevolent, is going to help the United States. Yeah? Well, they're not just helping the United States. I think they're helping everywhere. I'm not sure. I was just shown it just bounced out. If I could draw it, it's like really long points on this star. Long points. And I see like a sun. You know, like you would see like in a sort of a symbolism in astrology, like the sun, like the really long pointed points on it. That's what I see. Interesting. Could be a new world flag, couldn't it? And I've talked about this before, but I believe Valiant Thor's seeds are here. His kids are here. Some of them are hybrids born on this planet, and some of them are being brought in on this planet. I still get that with Musk. I think he's got like that sort of energy from Valiant Thor. Now, I know I look like a fly, but it just helps. Right, I'm just going to see what I get, because it's getting late over here, but just something just to see what we get. Okay. I'm standing in a field, and it looks like it's dawn, and I'm like remote viewing, and it's future. It's the future. It's a future timeline I'm seeing, and it's Ukraine. And there's loads of God, that's hurting my nose. That's why. Sorry, guys. New land after burnout. Now, I don't know what kind of burnout this is, mind. I don't know if it's weather related, crops gone. But I see sunflowers everywhere. And a new earth feeling. What year am I in? I'm just walking. I don't know. I'm not going to force this. It's just raw remote viewing, astral projecting what I'm saying. I'm not forcing it. It's just raw stuff I'm giving you. It's funny, I'm seeing a windmill. A windmill. But I thought they were like from the olden times. Old-fashioned windmills coming back. Money looks so different. It's not like currency that we have now on Earth. It's got symbols on it, and there's oh my God. It looks like it's got stars and planets on this tokens money. exchange frequency. And some of them are discs in square. I'm being shown galactic symbols. What year are we in? There's peace. I feel like crying. $30.33. We will go through an ice. We will go through great tragedy before we get there. 2027, big changes to hit Earth. I'm going into this windmill and I'm talking to this old man. He's got like a big hat on. It's like the hats, like that shape. That shape, like a wizard's hat. I'm going in and it's very much like sort of Harry Potter inside, but it's futuristic. It's like a wizard's house I'm going into. He's not a wizard. He's just a wise man. Earth will take floods and tragedy and war. It's the man from North Korea. It's not him, it's somebody. Does he have a son? There's somebody what stands next to him. There's a connection with North Korea. Lands will change, borders will change. This is just the beginning of change. This is Benjamin. I am speaking to you from a future timeline. Trade is inevitable, will change. Your lands will change, your borders will change. Your soul system is about to take a change. It has to break to change. It has not been serving full humanity for a long, long time. Each and every one of you have assigned to come to this planet to experience this change. It is vital that you raise the vibrations and look after you. Many of these people that you are witnessing on your planet are not real. There is many tricksters of different technology that has taken place. We need to come together. This is what I've been given for you. You need to come together in communities and small communities and start looking after yourselves. Into the future, many of you in great communities across the world will smallly gather together and elect small groups of people to take the lead. Governments will not be existing. As you come into my timeline, there will be no government leaders. It is part of your human evolution on your planet. They will try many tricks, and some will fall. I cannot stop this timeline. It is part of that human soul's journey. If you want to take the Kool-Aid or not to take the Kool-Aid. But need to understand is everything is about to change. I am currently talking to you. It is not past or present or future, because nothing of that exists. Everything is simultaneously all happening at the same time. Imagine a world with no borders, no pain, no famine, no war. To get to that point, you have to go through all of these different scenarios to awaken the light beings on earth to then come forth to change. It is not from governments, it is from the people. Yes, you can have a good man who can be a leader, but where the human civilization has gone wrong in your timeline by handing over the power to these governments. It was not meant to be like this. There was been many different time interceptions which took place on your planet in your timeline. One of them was in September the 11th, and the great tragedy in the United States of America. There was a time interception what took place. Sometimes these events, yes, they are real, but they can alter time with mass human interception of distraction. The second interception took place in 2012. Many of your lands will have changed by my timeline. And it was never meant to be as destructive. Remember, we can, as the creators, can change the timelines. The creators that I talk about, we now live amongst them. And yes, there is a God of creator of all throughout the galaxy. But the creators of us were the starmen, who were created by God. I am not saying this to shock. I am saying this as fact. We live amongst each other, and Earth is divided into 3 sections. There is free will, free speech, and no pain, no suffering. We have choice. After the Great War, there was much destruction. And we had no choice but then to build. As I'm looking at the Great Diary, I'm looking back and I'm telling you this from your history, but you are in the history. I am talking to you from the future and you are in the past. But there is no such thing as past or future. It's all happening at the same time. You may ask yourself, well, we can change this, but no, we cannot. You are trapped in a vortex, and you are physical, and you have to learn like everybody else. We are all physical beings. Imagine a big slice of the cake, and somebody takes a section of the cake, and leaves the rest behind. And that cake gets put back into the box. The other cake is taken. You are all put into a box. Now that cake box is being opened again, and you have to go through the process to get to the other side. In my timeline, there is great advanced technology, and people have the ability to time travel, to read minds. Some have taken the chip. Some have taken the chip, and they are in the great crystal cities. We do not judge, because it is not hidden. In your timeline, it is hidden and manipulated. They'll bring this in and they'll seep this in. In my timeline, I am in the terrains. I am friends with some of them in the crystal city, but I live in the terrains. We are all natural. We can telepathically communicate. We have not took the chip, but we are all leveling on the same advanced level. We all operating on the same level. And then there is different star people that live on your planet into the future timeline. There is great crystal cities, and many of you into the future are living underneath the sea, which is in your timeline, but it's been hidden. 3 groups of extraterrestrials decided to land on your planet in 1957. One of them took a deal with the US corporations. Treaties were made. This was not a good deal for humanity. The other 2 extraterrestrials went underground. Your world is not what you think it is. These 3 groups of extraterrestrial soldiers are actually protecting you. Well, 2, because one of them took the side of the reptilian Lizzies. Not all Lizzies are here to hurt you. The ones that went underground are also connected with the lizards. They are the plant eaters. They live in the seas. They live underneath your ground. The ones that manifested turned into the cyborgs. They became the rogue extraterrestrials that teased and tempted your corporations for trade. And these are the ones that have been ruling the underground, but they are not faced. Nobody sees them. They are hidden. They're the great manipulators. But they are on the journey just like us. They have advanced. They are now not so much the Lizzies. They are half AI, half lizard. You must not stress. There is many of them walking amongst you. Some of you will see this. Some of you will feel it. But you also are walking amongst angels. You must not forget that. And many of you could also be angelic. You are all hybrids that have come out from different parts of the galaxy. You were born real, physical, into your timeline. Your parents were chosen, or you chose your parents. This is not a mistake. You came here to feel and experience, and then to do your bit for Earth, for Mother Earth. What I am saying to you is time traveling is happening now, and this will be the first thing that will come into your timeline. By 2027, a great man will come forward with this. A great man will come forth and disclose time travel. have advanced technology. We have great herbal medicines. What I must say to you is that it's very important. Anybody who is thinking of going into the natural side of medicine, it will be greatly beneficial for you over the next coming years. There will be a rise of natural medicine which will go up against Big Pharma. In my timeline, there is no Big Pharma. It is artificial intelligence which is leading the way in the crystal cities and homeopathic medicines. All the ancient cultures that is coming back onto your timeline. You are all the druids, you are all the wizards, you are all the magicians that have come forth, been born onto this planet to teach and to tell. And what you all need to do is you all need to look into your hearts and do your passion. Do it with joy, not with hatred. There will be many avatars that will fall. They are not real. You cannot hate them. You feel like you hate them, but your higher self knows different. Like the film The Matrix. It may not be real, but it is real to you. Maybe an avatar what could be hurting you, but the real is behind the avatar. Do not hate these clones, do not hate these people. They are all being part of this spiritual matrix journey. They have free will, they can exit if they must. Because what lies amongst all of this structure is above your creators, is the great creator God. Only God. And if they do not save this planet, they will have to repeat the performance again and learn. So you're witnessing different avatars, different souls on lower vibrations. Try to mix with the right like-minded people. I am here talking to you. This is Benjamin from the future. Clock will stop in your timeline and you will experience no time, but all your higher selves were here and programmed and came here to this planet to decide to experience this, and this will bring out everything within you that you are here to do. Some of you are healers, creators, inventors, entertainers, every one of you. Fairy realm, angel kingdom, all have your part from Mother Gaia. Until the next time, if you want to take place and come into my windmill, I will tell you more. We still have tea, we still have coffee, but we have many different beings what the extraterrestrials are brought in from future timelines. Many different teas to create and to cure many diseases. I am currently 784 years old. It was not a mistake. Humanity is supposed to live longer. If you go back to ancient times like Moses, you all live longer then. What you understand is I am talking to you from a future timeline and the Lizzies will not win. Goodbye. This is Benjamin. Goodbye. 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 Bloody hell, guys. I need a drink. I could see his, oh my God, I could see it. It was like so quaint. It was all lovely and light and white inside of his windmill. Ukraine. He was like speaking English to us. He was living in Ukraine, in part of New Earth, and he was on the side of the New Age stuff. He was like a wizard. Couldn't hear that well. Oh no, could you not hear it? Let's just refresh my chat. Oh, Nickety, no. Could you not hear it okay, or could you hear it? Too gravelly. Sounds fine. I heard it. Could you not hear it, Teddy? I heard it. That's it. You see what I mean? It's my sound was fine. With the volume all up, you heard it okay. That's it when you're channeling. It's like different types of tones and that coming through. Oh, that's good. Most people heard it fine. That was his voice, yeah. He was lighter to the hair. Very chiseled, very chiseled. What he also showed is, I need to bring him through again. He was very interesting, Benjamin, from a future timeline. Remember, if anybody watched when I did the channeling of Jazz, the super soldier from the future as well. She's in my library on YouTube if you want to check her out. Jazz from the super soldier. It'll be in my live section of the library. He said there was no abyss then. Something's going to change within the food industry. I'm telling you, I've never felt it so strong. Benjamin from the future from Ukraine. Oh my God. Oh, Jazz. She was really cool, wasn't she? I like channeling from the future. I hope you have liked that. I'm off, guys. I'm off to make a hot chocolate. So I've got a busy day tomorrow. I've got a few clients. One of them is the girl who's bringing the cat, but I'm going to be doing her. I was supposed to be doing her tomorrow night, and there's no way that I can be concentrating doing a reading when she brings the cat. So I'm going to do her tomorrow afternoon, do a reading. So that means tomorrow night I'll be free with the kitties. So I'm off to make a lovely hot chocolate, get my gym jams on, and I want to say stay safe, stay strong wherever you all are around the world. And I'll see you soon. And may the force be with you all. A lot of change to come onto this planet. And don't forget, if you need healing, write your names in the comment section and you'll definitely get the healing. Good night, guys. And as we say in Geordie land, auf Wiedersehen, pet. Auf Wiedersehen, pet. Auf Wiedersehen, pet. Take care, guys. And I'm off ski, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye. Now, how do I get out of here? 8 to hour, you can't have a cookie.